Welcome, everyone, to this week's new episode of Project Tech Gaming, where we talk about games, tech, and everything in between. I'm your host, Rob Garcia, and I'm joined by co-host Kelvin Rolón. How you doing today, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. We got a pretty hefty episode ahead of us. We just watched the PlayStation Direct. There's a lot to soak in. A lot to soak in there. What did you think of it?
It was good. It was pretty good. I think it had a lot of good add-ons to all the games that we didn't have enough information for some of the games, and that's what we got. It was pretty much like, hey, here's more stuff that we need to give you, more details about games. So yeah, it was cool. It was good.
So we're gonna go through the topics real quick. The topics for today are, of course, the PlayStation State of Play. I think I called it PlayStation Direct before. State of Play. Yeah, State of Play.
Yeah.
Which is basically their Direct.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about the 3060 graphics card that Nvidia just put out. Mm-hmm. We're also going to be talking about Spotify, Hifi. So high quality. Spotify is introducing a new subscription. It's going to be all high quality. Valheim is going to be sells 4 million copies.
Mm.
And EA cancels Anthem Revamp. But first, before we get into those topics, Kelvin, the play of the week. What is the play of the week?
Yeah, so I played Persona 5 Strikers, and that just came out this past Tuesday.
Can you tell our audience, if they're joining us for the first time, what the play of the week is?
Persona 5 Strikers.
No,
I just said that. What do you mean?
What the play of the week actually is, like the segment itself.
I'm sorry. That was your job. Okay. Yeah. So play of the week basically is the co-host picks a game that we decide to. Doesn't matter what game it is. It could be any genre, any system, PC, PlayStation, whatever. And you just play it. You just kind of play, give your insight, give your impressions on it. You don't have to play the whole game necessarily. You just have to play just a little bit of it just to kind of get a little feel for it. And you just give your thoughts on it. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down if you like it. If you don't like it, that's it.
All right. So tell us about Persona 5 Strikers.
So Persona 5 Strikers was my play of the week. And basically, if you're a fan of RPG, if you're a fan of Persona 5, like the original Persona 5, then you're going to be right at home with this one. It's basically the same thing. It's honestly, they could slap Persona 5-2 on it and everyone will believe it because it's basically starting from Persona 5. Maybe I think it takes place like a year or so after Persona 5. And it's very reminiscent to the first game, right? Or I say the first game like it's like part 2, but it's very reminiscent to Persona 5 where you're playing as Joker and you have all your friends just like you did in the previous game. And the only twist to this game now, it's kind of that Dynasty Warrior hack and slash kind of game. So it's not that tactical RPG that you're used to from Persona 5. You're more so just kind of hacking away, slashing people, killing people, and they're just bombarding you with enemies. Cool. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that really, but I'm more so into this game because of the story, because of the characters, and it's just fun to be in this world. Like I love being in this game, in this world, and I just have a good time. It's cool. It's really fun.
If you haven't played Persona 5, do you recommend people picking up this game?
No, I don't actually, because you're just going to be completely confused. This game, mind you, takes roughly 35-40 hours to complete. And that's kind of short compared to the OG version of this game or the OG Persona 5. Persona 5, you can clock in at like 80. What did you do? Like 85 hours or so?
I don't really remember.
5? It was close to like 90 hours, I think. So you're going to be completely lost because it takes place right after Persona 5, and everyone's just well acquainted. They know each other. They're best friends. You're not going to know a single character, and you're just not going to really understand or vibe with anybody. So no, I don't. I think you should definitely, if you want to get into Persona 5, get into Persona 5 Royal. Start there. That's like the more updated version of Persona 5. And yeah, go from there because it's going to be a huge ride for you, but it'll be worth it for sure. It's made by Atlas, by the way. So we know Atlas very well, right? They make plenty of RPG games that we love. And Persona 4 is when you started playing the game, Persona 4 Golden.
Yep.
Thanks to me. Shout
Thanks
out to
to
me.
you letting me borrow your PS Vita to play, but I'm so glad because it's definitely in my top 5, I would say,
for sure.
as my favorite games. So.
And then so Persona 5 came out. We were all about it. We bought it, played it, loved it, and now Persona 5 Strikers is here. And I played about 40 minutes or so of the game, and it was good. It's kind of weird because it's kind of hard to do a play of the week for that game because you're mostly going through a lot of either cutscenes or dialogue. Yeah, so it's kind of if for those that don't play this type of game, it's kind of like a bore fest, I feel like. But for those that are really interested in this game, it's just more content and it's just more of what you want from Persona.
Yeah, I think if you are a person that doesn't enjoy story-driven games or
for sure
cutscenes, skip this because it's a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah,
it's
for
just
sure. It's back and forth dialogue. You're choosing your own dialogue, what you want to say. The cutscenes are amazing. Like they have like the anime cutscenes, which is cool, and it just has this like anime vibe to it, but it's also stylish as hell. Right, like again, back to Persona 5.
So much sauce. Like it's just such a cool,
beautiful game. So yeah, I highly recommend this game. 100% thumbs up. But if you're not into this type of game, if you've never played Persona before, this might not be your cup of tea for sure.
Awesome. And if I wanted to purchase this game, where can I purchase it? Where can I play it?
So right now it's just PS4, PS5, and Switch, right? And on Switch. You bought it for Switch, right?
I have it on Switch. So you can get it on Switch.
PS4, PS5, Switch. Yeah, and it's $60 on PS5, PS4, and Switch as well.
Switch. All right. Well, that is our play of the week. If you want to see Kelvin actually playing the game, we will link a description or link a video in the description below.
Yep.
So yeah, check that out. But moving on, topic number 1 is the state of play we just watched.
Ooh.
So it was a half an hour long. So basically the state of play is like Sony's version of Nintendo Direct where they showcase a bunch of the upcoming games coming up.
Right.
A couple of games I'm going to read off here that were shown. Crash 4, Returnal, Knockout City, aka dodgeball game. Sifu. Remember that one? Sifu.
I think.
Solar Ash.
Yeah.
Security Breach, which is a Five Nights at Freddy style game.
That's right. Yeah.
Oddworld, Soulstorm. Kina and the Bridge of Spirits. That looked sick.
Beautiful game. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, that looked insane.
Yeah.
Deathloop.
Yep.
And last but not least, Final Fantasy VII. It's called Intergrade, which is DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it also has a upgraded version of Final Fantasy VII.
For those who have the PS4 version, you can upgrade to PS5 for free.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess let's break that down. We'll go down a list. You want to do it that way?
Yeah, let's do that. All right. Yeah.
Crash 4, 4K, 60 frames per second.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we talked about this last episode, I think. They announced the release for PS5. Cool. Like, it's more Crash for people. It's free for people that bought it on PS4. And, yeah, 4K, 60 frames per second. Cool.
It's kind of nuts, dude. 4K, 60 frames per second. That's freaking awesome.
It's going to look beautiful, I'm sure. I want to get it, but wanting and getting it are two different things for me. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to probably pass. I love Crash, but
I love it, too. I just don't know if I have the time. And I think there's other games that might take my time better, you know.
But if you love Crash, definitely good pickup.
Right.
The next game they showcased was Returnal.
What did you think about that game first?
It gave me a lot of Lost Planet kind of feel.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you played the game back on 360 where like you're on a desolate planet and you're fighting against these huge bug type things and it's very sci-fi and that's kind of like what I got from it. But it looks cool. What did you think?
This trailer actually sold me on it more so than anything else previously. It just looked cool. Again, I agreed 100%. It gave me that Lost Planet vibe and the sci-fi-ness to it. But I think this was the best trailer that showcased the controls, like the actual gameplay of it.
Yeah.
The controls, I like the weight. It feels like it has a lot of weight to it, especially when you're dashing side to side. I felt or I heard that the noise that it makes when you're dashing, and it felt like it was weighty, if that makes sense. And it sounded good. You know what I mean? Yeah. Plus, I like the shooting. It looked like it had like the little
it's a third-person shooter,
but you see some of the like the life bar on the top of the enemies. So I don't know. It just gave me like that again, like Lost Planet vibes, but it just looked weighty and it felt good. It looked like it's a quality game. Hoping it's a quality game. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, and then after that was Knockout City, which is basically like a dodgeball. Battle Royale.
Yeah.
It runs it like I want to say Fortnite.
Fortnite with dodgeball, but it's not
with
really
dodgeball.
Because it doesn't have like it. Yeah. I was a fan of it when they first announced it. I think in Nintendo's Direct. Right. I think that's when they showed it off.
Yeah, that's when they showed it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this looks cool, and they showed it again for PlayStation, and it looks cool. I like it. I definitely try. I think it'd be a perfect game to play with a couple friends, and you just kind of shoot the shit. Play some, dodgeball basically, and just
people are going to get really competitive with that. I bet.
Very competitive.
I'm calling it right now. That's going to be the game that streamers are going to be picking up. Like that's going to be the new. I think that's going to be it. That's like going to be if it comes out for PC as well. Yeah, that's going to be the game that like people are like, yep, this is what we're streaming. We're going to get super good at this.
It could very well be. I mean, that game looks hella fun, and I just hope that it has an extensive customization to characters.
Yeah,
and who knows? Sorry,
maybe skins. Maybe skins.
I was just gonna say that. Who knows? What if like they have DLC and they have characters that come into this game, like Kratos, like how they do with Fortnite, like all these like very known characters that they can just kind of put into this game. It will definitely sell a lot for sure.
The next game we're gonna move on from that is Sifu, which was like a karate style game. I didn't really show gameplay, it just kind of showed more like cutscenes.
Yeah.
Per se.
Wait, was that the one with the
that was the Asian style karate
slow clap games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where you were like a younger man who was like training and then he grows older throughout the trailer fighting and he becomes a kung fu master at the end. Not a lot was shown there. It was just more of like, this is a cool new game that's a fighting game. That's what I got.
I mean, the trailer showed basically what I don't know. I like how close up you are from in your character, like that kind of like over the shoulder view.
Yeah,
and it kind of gave me like a vibe of I don't know if it's gonna have like enough story, but it did show you kind of age progressively.
You know what it kind of reminded me of a little bit, like the style, Yakuza.
Yeah,
something like that.
For sure.
Yeah, similar. Yeah. Next game that was shown was Solar Ash.
Yo,
that was pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah, I've seen it before. It looks cool. Again, probably a game that I won't really get. It's made by the guys that made Journey, no. It looks like Journey. Is it the people that made Journey?
I'm not sure. We'll have to look that up later and see what it is.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Lots of Journey, Zelda, Gravity Rush, Shadow of the Colossus, like all mixed in together.
Mixed into one, for sure.
That's kind of like what this game looks like.
Yeah.
After that, they showed the Five Nights at Freddy Security Breach, which is I think just like a spin-off of the game.
Yeah.
Or an expansion of it. I'm not really into Five Nights at Freddy. I don't play scary games because I'm just
I play scary games, but that didn't do anything for me, to be honest.
Yeah. It's just like a lot of animatronic like jump scare, like the character models are animatronic.
Yeah.
And it's like jump scary.
But it didn't really give you anything. Like what do you do? You're just running around getting scared? Like what is it?
I think you're stuck in this like factory or like you said Chuck E. Cheese like type place.
Yeah.
And those robots or whatever, they just haunt you and they like stalk you. And that's
first person shooter.
Yeah. And you gotta I think you gotta get out. Yeah. So
yeah.
That was
it
was all right.
One of the weakest of the bunch in the
I'm not a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy anyway, so
yeah.
Oddworld Soulstorm.
Yeah. This one's weird. I feel like I want to like this game, but I just don't. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the characters. The character models look great. The gameplay looks cool because it's kind of like a side scroller sort of
platformer kind of thing.
Platformer, right? But it just doesn't do something. There's something about it that I just don't vibe with.
It's
Not
just
sure what
all
it is.
Oddworld games. I don't know if it's just like the characters themselves, like the character models. Like I'm just not that inspired by them. But
yeah, I don't know. Not sure what it is.
All right.
I mean, if for those that like this game, like great. You know, it's more Oddworld, and I'm sure in their eyes it looks great. To me, I just don't see anything that really strikes me as like I want to get this game.
Yeah. Go check it out. Found Trade Alert, but wasn't for us.
No.
The next game, though.
Holy fuck.
The next game.
Holy fuck.
Kina and the Bridge of Spirits.
Bro, this game is, I don't know. This is something special, I feel like. This game is dope as fuck. The when they first announced this game way back, I think it was like a couple of years ago, it caught my eye like easy. And now, like this is the first trailer that they actually kind of gave you like an extensive like look on it. Wow, holy fuck!
So, the quickest way I can say like what this game looks like or how it plays is a playable Pixar movie. That's what it is. That's how the graphic style is it's like very Pixar-y and
very Pixar-y, and you can tell it like. The gameplay is gonna be dope as fuck. It has
it's gonna be so like responsive and like it's gonna feel nice.
You have like these like sorcery type of moves, it looks like, and you have whatever these little, helpers are that can follow you. I'm sure you
which are adorable. They're freaking like
they're fucking cute as shit. Like why?
Why
you know what I mean? Like
why are they gonna do that?
You can't do that shit. So this game looks great, and I like the main character. She looks cool. I feel like she's very interesting. The story seems hella interesting. I just think this game is gonna be like overall just phenomenal. But
I can't even like picture, like I can't even compare it
I can't
to
see
game.
what's wrong with it. Like I don't see anything that looks bad so far. Obviously, we just seen a trailer. We're not sure. We haven't played it. But so far, everything I've seen, it just looks great. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm downloading that shit. I'm preloading that shit like after this shit, to be honest.
Not the style of like the way it plays or anything like that, but it kind of reminds me of like Ori and a Blind Forest. Like the way that
the scenery, like
the scenery,
I see what you're saying.
But yeah, I'm excited for that one. That's probably the most hype game.
Did you say what it looks like? What was that game that you said?
Ori and the Blind Forest?
No, the other one.
It was kind of reminding me of Star Fox Adventures.
But it was the other Xbox launch game that came out, Xbox 360 launch game. What was it called?
Cameo.
Right?
Kind of. And as I was watching it more, it's similar. It's kind of
that vibe. Like obviously, it looks way prettier and better, but yeah. But that was a good thing that you said too. The Star Fox Adventure. It kind of reminded me of that too.
Yeah, the Dinosaur Planet one. Yeah,
Dinosaur Planet one. The magic in that game, like you all your like abilities that you have, and the roll mechanic too. Like you're going to use that a lot too. You can tell. It just looks. It's like. The game knows what it is, and it's not afraid to show it. It knows what it wants to do, and knows what it wants to show, and it's like sticking to it.
It's unique. I feel like it's a different thing.
It's unique, yeah.
So moving on from that one, we're going to go on to Deathloop, which is Dishonored with guns.
Yep. Basically made by Bethesda, and it looks cool. I like it. I really do dig it. Again, it's probably one of those games that I'm going to pass, but just because I don't know if I want to invest too much time in it. But it looks cool as shit. It looks cool. I like it.
Yeah, I like that. Like when you die, you like go into a different body from what it seems like.
Yeah, I like the stealth. Like there's stealth mechanics to it too, and the shooting looks cool. Again, it's definitely Dishonored. It's 100% Dishonored, just with guns.
Yeah, Dishonored for different skin. That's kind of how I feel like it is.
Yeah, which is not bad. It's not a bad thing. If you're into Dishonored 2 came out. It was great. I don't think the Dishonored 3 is coming out anytime soon. So this is going to probably fill that void.
And the last game that was shown was the Final Fantasy VII Intergrade.
Fire.
So they showed Yuffie.
Yep, Yuffie.
She's going to get her own episode. That happens, I guess, in the events of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be great. It's going to be basically going to be DLC.
Basically.
Yeah. And what's the other cool thing about that update, or when that comes up, is the PS5 thing? You want to explain that?
Well, it's free. It's another Crash thing that I think more developers are just honing in on. If you purchased it on PS4, you get it on PS5 for free with all the bells and whistles that the PS5 upgrade comes with.
Yep.
And you can purchase the DLC Yuffie package at a later date. I don't think they specified any. Right? It didn't specify a price.
June 6th. June 6th.
Okay, but they didn't specify a price or anything, did they? I don't think so.
It's probably going to be like $30, I'd imagine. 20 to $30.
20, $30. I can't see it going past that, depending on how lengthy it is. But it looked dope as shit, right? It looked cool. It looked like it was kind of its own little. I mean, it's a DLC, but it looked like it was a hefty DLC from what they showed.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to play that in order to like get the full story.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a pickup for me easily.
Oh yeah, I'm getting that. Now, did they specify what were the upgrades to the PS5 version? I mean, they
performance mode.
Performance mode. It looks clear. Oh, they showed photo mode as well.
Photo mode as well.
And they showed there was something else that they showed. I forgot what it was, but yeah, it's just an upgraded version of the game. More textures, better textures. Oh, loading screens are faster.
Yeah, loading screens are faster. Yep.
So yeah, it's just again they're doing all the right things, Square Enix, and cool. It's great.
And yeah, that was the state of play. I think it was pretty good. It was a fun half an hour. So if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it up on YouTube if you want to. But let's move on to topic number 2. Nvidia has released the 3060 GPU, right? Mm-hmm. It retails for $329. It replaces the 2060. And here's the kicker with it. It's going to limit you from crypto mining. So what Nvidia started doing with what they're going to be doing for their GPUs now is, I don't know what they do internally with them, but they engineer them in a way where they basically make it so you can't crypto mine with them anymore. Because that was like the whole thing with scalpers too. Yeah. Is like graphics cards are used for crypto mining. Yeah. So Nvidia said, you know what, we're going to make it so these cards you can't really crypto mine. You still can. Yeah. From what I'm reading from the article, it's saying that you can, but they're making it so like they hope these will land in the hands of gamers rather than crypto miners and scalpers. Yeah, it's just a one way to try to fix the overall big problem. I think scalpers have been a major issue this year, obviously because of the new Nvidia 360 or the 3 series. 3000 just chips in general, just any kind of chip is just you can't find anything, it's even with it's the same thing with the PS5s and Xboxes and it just
and then again, exactly like you said with consoles, it was just a huge hit for consumers this year. But I think this is cool. I think it's just gonna be do you think they can make enough production to kind of make this actually useful or helpful for consumers?
So this is what Nvidia said, quote from a BBC article here. Nvidia said the software for its forthcoming GeForce RTX 3060 card will limit how efficiently it can process Ethereum transactions by about 50%. This will make less economical for miners to use a card for mining crypto. All right. So Nvidia said the productions of CMPs, which is what they're actually coming out with crypto cards that you can use specifically for crypto mining, it's not going to impact the availability of the gaming graphics cards.
Right, and that's key. That's a good thing that they mentioned too, because that'd be a problem if they did.
Do you think it's going to help? Do you still think scalpers are going to go in and buy these cards and?
Yes, I think scalpers will find a way to kind of play the system regardless. The companies just have to do their due diligence and just try to do what Nvidia is doing and trying to find ways to kind of prevent scalpers from scalping, if that's a word.
Yeah.
And you know, it's hard. It's going to be hard for them because they have to invest a lot of resources and time to try to kind of come up with things like this. And it sucks. Yeah, it sucks that they even have to, but this is the world that we live in, you know?
Yeah, unfortunately, it is. I think, like I said, they're trying their best.
Right.
To try
And at least they're trying. There's other companies that
Yeah.
don't give a shit, you know, like Sony, for example. Not that they don't give a shit, but they, you know, are they happy with that consumers don't really have their system and scalpers do? I don't know. It depends. They're still getting the money regardless, you know?
Yeah. But hopefully, you know, you get it, if you're a new gamer and you want a new graphics card, this is the card to get. It's only $330 and it has better performance than a 2070. Mm-hmm. If you can get that card, go get it.
And I think it's also good because if you're not in the market right now for buying like you know, getting a souped up PC, I think this works just fine. You know, they're not just trying to go for the consumer that wants to buy the highest priced GPU. You know, like this is going to help other people that don't have the luxury of buying a expensive GPU.
Yeah, it's an entry level GPU for someone, you know, new.
Yeah,
but it's like it sucks that like you just want to buy an entry level CPU or GPU and you can't even get it. You can't even find them because everyone's scalping. We're going to pay $1,000 for an entry level. Like it's crazy because people will buy them.
I was talking to my friend today at work. He was saying how they're selling at Best Buy. You know, they kind of announced it. They were going to sell it at like noon or something. That they were going to sell the 3060 Ti's at a certain time. So then when like 1 o'clock ish around their hit, they were already selling those 3060 Ti's for like $2,300 at eBay. Like $2,300. Like what? Like and I'm sure there's a fucking Joe Schmo out there that will buy that. You can't do that. You can't be helping these people just because I mean, sure you can, right? Who am I to say you can't? But you're adding more fire to that. You can't be helping these people out because that's just going to give them more profit and you're going to give them the incentive to keep going, keep doing that.
You know what I think would be the only way to stop truly make a dent with the scalpers? eBay. eBay needs to stop letting people list these things. Yeah. If eBay's like...
eBay needs to do a lot better of a job to kind of filter out how you can sell these cards for sure.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if it's a new item that just hits the market, for example, PS5, these graphics cards, and there you put a post up for it on eBay, and you put it for some insane price, eBay should come in and be like, "No, this is too high of a price for what you're getting. You can't sell it." Something. Yeah. I mean, obviously, that's just it's not feasible. It would never ever happen ever. Right. But I'm just saying that would be the only way.
Yeah, or even like you know, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. They need to do a better job of selling their own consoles, maybe on their own website or on their own console themselves. Like, why can't I buy? When the PS5 came out, why can't I buy a PS5 on my PS4 and just have it kind of sold based off of like region, you know, like East Coast like can go at a certain time frame, West Coast can go at a certain time frame, and kind of let it open out and just trickle in instead of just having everybody just fucking buy shit.
It's a freaking grab bag, yeah.
Then it crashes everybody's system, it crashes everybody's infrastructure. Amazon wasn't able to get anything going. Best Buy, like all the major key players weren't able to do anything about it when PS5 was first, launched. Yeah. Same thing with Nvidia.
I don't know if it's anything, and again, the pandemic thing doesn't help. Production's a little down, so it is what it is. But hopefully, it'll get better. Topic number 3: Spotify to launch a Hifi High Quality audio subscription later this year. Quote: Spotify said Monday that it will launch a new subscription offering called Hifi later this year to select markets. A new tier offering music and CD quality and lossless compression standard. End quote. This is from CNET. It's $20 a month compared to the $10.
Yep.
Hifi delivers CD quality, lossless audio format. So it's just as if you pop the CD in your CD player and put the thing in. Now, my question for you, Kelvin. Will the everyday listener pick up the subscription? will you notice a difference? Well, I will notice a difference. I think you will too.
So maybe I was gonna kind of throw it back at you because you're
Okay.
more of like the sound quality guy. I feel like we've had discussions before where you're like, oh, I need to find the perfect earbuds to work out with, or oh, the sound quality on these earbuds just don't do it for me. And I'm just like, I just need to listen to music while I'm working out. I don't give a shit. So you're more of like that sound quality guy. So what do you think? I'm sure you're gonna be kind of upgrading, I'm assuming, right?
100%. Yeah, I most likely will. It's when you start getting into better quality equipment too, you start really hearing the different little like sounds that you wouldn't normally hear before. For example, there might be like a thing in the background that you never really heard, or some pitch in someone's voice that you never heard before. There's a lot of stuff that like when I had just like a normal, like the cheap AirPod, the little ones that Apple gives you, the earbuds.
Yeah.
And then I went to my, my Bose, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't hear that before.
Right.
So, if you have the ear for it, then 100% you're going to notice it. But if you're an everyday listener and you just like pop into music and you blast your music super high and you don't care,
no,
I don't.
This isn't for Jess or Litters, right? This is more so for those people who like are really like music heavy and they like listen to music every day. And
I want to listen to for me, I like listening to every little detail.
Every little detail, yeah.
Of the song.
This is more kind of steered towards us, obviously. But for the everyday consumer, no, I don't think this is going to do anything for them. They're going to see the price and be like, just for better sound quality. I think my sound quality is just fine. And that's the thing. People have this they have this streaming service and they're like, well, as long as I can listen to my music, it's just like, and I hear it just fine, that's okay for me. I don't need to have it so that it's high def or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is just fine for them, and that's okay.
So I actually have you ever heard of Tidal?
Yes.
I actually had a subscription to Tidal because they actually offer this already. It's a hi-fi subscription, and it's $20 a month. But I stopped the Tidal subscription and went back to Spotify because Tidal doesn't have as big a selection as Spotify.
Right.
So that was super annoying. So like I'm so used to Spotify's selection that I was just like, no, I'll take the L and just go back to
Does
Spotify.
Apple have this too?
They do not yet, but you best believe it's coming.
Oh, they will. They saw this and they're like, damn it, now let's go. Let's get in a meeting. Here comes a meeting.
Yep, 100%.
This is cool. I think I'll upgrade, to be honest. I think that's especially starting our channel. I think I've grown to the habit of learning, just to kind of get better feel of equipment and just kind of appreciating a lot of the sound quality that we have. Obviously, if you've been a listener from like day one, which has been like a month, it's episode 1 was pretty rough for us, right? As far as sound.
Yeah, go listen to episode 1. Listen to us now.
Yeah, and then you go to episode 2, or even now, and it's a huge difference. I'm not going to say we're amazing, but it's a huge difference, and you appreciate those little sound qualities. So this is definitely geared towards us, and yeah, I'm excited for it. It's cool.
Yeah, definitely. We'll sign up for a subscription when it comes out.
Now, do we have a date?
They didn't have a date. They just said in different markets that they're eventually going to roll it out. So I'd imagine sometime this year.
All right, cool.
Moving on, topic 4. Valheim sells 4 million copies in just 4 weeks. Do you know anything about this game, Kelv?
No, you actually put me onto it yesterday because I think I heard it once or twice, but where you're like, oh, you got to take a look at this game, and I'm like, all right. I saw it, and not my cup of tea. It looks kind of like a Witcher sort of. I feel like, I don't know. Can you agree?
Like the style?
Yeah, the style game.
It gets a little different.
Like RuneScape, Witcher, Minecraft-ish. I don't know. They're all kind of the same to me. But
they're all the same to you.
But I appreciate them for being in this gaming industry and all that stuff. So it does something for somebody like Kyle for example. So yeah, this is cool. It looks cool.
Let me read a quote from the article here from Hypebeast. It originally launched on February 2nd, was brought to life by indie studio consisting of a team of only 5 people. Wow. People are taken through an open world in the Viking afterlife where they need to look for food, materials, and craft tools for survival. The game is expected to be more accessible than other survival games as players, for example, do not die if they do not eat. Additionally, the co-op features can support up to 10 players. 4 million copies in just...
That's impressive.
That's kind of crazy.
Like, that's insane.
1 million copies per week? That's crazy. That's
stupid.
Actually...
I mean, good for them though. How many 5 people, a 5-man team? That's insane. They're reaping the benefits right now. Like, that's awesome.
But will it continue? Will the hype, because I've noticed that there's always like a new game every month that's like
another
the newest
trendy
flavor.
Yeah.
The newest flavor, some streamers picking it up and it's like, this is the best game. Here we go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, do you think this is going to be, is it going to keep going? Or,
I think it will for a little while more. I would say maybe by the summer, this will kind of start fading out. It's one of those, it's a streamer game, right? Would have gotten this big if it wasn't being streamed by, big streamers out there? Probably not. I don't think so, right? So the fact that 1 or 2 streamers kind of picked this up and they were raving about it, it obviously made this game blow up. And I'm not saying this game doesn't deserve it or anything like that, but you can tell streamers do have a huge influence in how these games perform.
Absolutely.
Right? So I can see this kind of prolonging, kind of like trickling into the summer of popularity, but I can't imagine like by the end of this year, I don't think it's going to be anything. I think everyone will kind of forget about it by then. Yeah.
I think so too. I think it's going to lose steam, but that's my opinion, but it could very well.
But honestly, it's a win-win. Like they've already made their profits out of this.
It could be like a Minecraft, or something like that, where it just explodes and it becomes this thing. So
yeah,
we shall see. The last topic. It's kind of a sad topic, man.
Oh man.
EA cancels Anthem big revamp. Why?
R.I.P.
Why are they stopping it?
Because they know they can't. There's nothing. There's no hype. There's no talk about Anthem anymore. That train has passed long ago.
Shall we give our listeners a little bit of a recap of Anthem, and like in case they don't know what's the story with Anthem, what happened?
Well, I mean, I'm not too informed about Anthem. I was never like really following Anthem myself.
Did you play it? Did you ever play it?
No, I never played it. It was basically a game that EA made they were kind of trying to follow the looter shooter type of genre, kind of like the Destiny,
Very similar to Destiny for sure.
Yeah. So they were trying to kind of grab that crowd, and it looked promising. They showed it. I think they showed it.
It looked cool. It looked super cool. Like I actually tried it,
and I think it's
cool.
I think from what I've heard, it's a very good game. The only thing that's lacking is content. And that's why people started kind of drifting away from the game, because there's just nothing to do. It's repetitive shooting, just kind of like just shooting these life absorbing characters that you just kind of trickle their life and their meter. And I mean, you're getting your new sets of armors and you keep switching it off for a better set of armor and you just rinse repeat.
So just redundant. Yeah, exactly. You can only fly around and shoot the same enemy for how long, and then you're like, okay, what's next?
So they needed to add more content, and maybe if they had this game kind of cooking for maybe another 6 months to a year, if they waited a little bit longer and they had enough content to kind of trickle it through the couple years, then it would probably do super well. But I think because they just couldn't follow through with all the content, and people just kind of started getting tired of it, and then Apex Legends came out, and a lot of things were kind of going around at that time that you needed to focus, like the developers needed to focus on grabbing everyone's attention to maintain everyone in their platform, and it never happened. So they basically sent out like a huge email to everybody, or a huge notice on Twitter saying that, you know, this game is going to be kind of revamped, sort of, it was called Anthem Next.
I think it's actually called Anthem Next. It's like the
yeah
similar treatment to like Final Fantasy 14,
right?
And No Man's Sky.
No Man's Skies, yeah, that's the big one. So they attempted to do that. They kind of gave everyone, you know, a little bit more confidence that this game is going to be revamped and it's going to give you more content, more, you know, more of everything that, you know, fans wanted. And it looks like they just couldn't follow through with it.
Do you think that they were like ambitious at first? They were like, no, we're going to make this into something. And then they really like looked at it. They looked down the pipeline. They looked down the barrel hole and they're just like, no, this is not going to happen. It's just too big of a
yeah. I think that's
thing.
Exactly what happened. Again, I think that was their intentions at first, but they missed the mark. I think people just started kind of moving on to other things.
Yeah.
And then obviously, again, COVID happened, and I'm sure that didn't help them. So there were a lot of things that were kind of going against this game, and I think the biggest issue was that they missed the mark. They should have not waited that long to produce that content that people needed.
Plus the money you have to spend to remarket that game.
It's a lot, but they had 30 people playing, a 30-person team just working solely on Next.
I thought you said that they only had 30 people playing that game, which might actually be true.
No,
there might only be 30 people
yes, playing. Especially after this announcement. Yes.
There might only be 30 people actually playing Anthem right now.
But they had a 30-man squad, and they were, you know, I'm sure they were excited and they were ready to kind of make this game into something else. But, you know, EA had other plans. So it is what it is. It's sad to see, but hopefully they learn from this and they give developers the time that they actually need to actually produce the content that people want, and they move forward from this.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace, Anthem.
R.I.P.
You won't really be that missed. You won't really be that missed. Sorry.
No. You think? So I mean, obviously at this point, what's it called? Anthem 2 is a dub at this point. They're not going to make Anthem.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I think.
BioWare's are kind of in the shitter right now. Like they're just
they're not too hot right now. They're kind of missing a lot of marks.
Yeah. Well, Kelv, with that, we end our discussion for today. Everyone, thank you for listening. You can catch Project Tech Gaming episodes on YouTube at Project Tech Gaming and major podcast services. Please send us a like, subscribe to our channel, and if you have a comment below. We'll see you guys next week. As always, Kelv, awesome conversation.
All right, man. Take care.
Peace out.
See ya.